Good evening. The time is now 7 p.m. I'd like to call this Board of Selectmen meeting to order for April 8th, 2024. I'll ask you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Got it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And roll call.
All right, Gaggy.
Kevin Cunningham.
Peggy Bory.
Thank you. Next is item C, to approve the meeting minutes from special Board of Selectmen meeting from 3/28/24.
Correction I saw was in the new business, item 1, Cheryl Hurley's name is spelled wrong, Cheryl.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for 3/28/24.
And I'll second it.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item D, public comment. Okay, we'll roll right into old business, of which is none. For new business, I'd like to make entertain a motion to add item number 10 to the agenda, which is discuss and act on accepting a bid for acquiring an SUV through the Senior Resources Grant.
Make a motion to add item 10 to the agenda.
And I'll second it.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. Item number 1, consider and act on tax refunds as requested by the tax collector for $207.98. Sean LeGrandeur, 10146. John B. Shaw Jr., 9250. Ed J. Bergen III, 1402.
Make a motion to approve the tax refunds in the amount of $207.98.
I'll second it.
All right, that would be a different one.
That would be something.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Item number 2, discuss and act on the recommendation or revision of the repeal of town ordinances. Okay, so we've been talking about this on item number 2. So there are a few items for, quite a long list of items for typo, and we can actually bring all of those in one motion to move it forward and fix all those in one shot at a town meeting.
I'll make a motion that we fix all our typos at town meeting.
Okay, we do that. Motion's been made to fix typos.
You want to add to also the repeals?
We'll do one at a time because it might make it a little easier.
Okay.
Typos with Peg.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, now we can look at the sections for repeals. All right, what do you think? Long enough list?
Yeah.
So it's this list here?
Yeah. And is there anything else other than what's on this? Okay.
I don't, did you go over the ones that I circled for you?
Yeah. I want to get that paper and look it over again.
I don't know if there was any that would necessarily concern repeal.
So for those people listening while we're getting that information, we were looking at all the items which are no longer valid. I can give an example of one. Ordinance 4 is the ordinance concerning sale of alcoholic liquors on Sunday. Believe it or not, it's still an ordinance.
Not surprised.
So some of these we're looking to repeal. The next one, 13, ordinance concerning mobile homes. That has now been taken over by the state of Connecticut, so we don't have that one anymore. We can repeal that. Item number, ordinance 15, concerning participation of resident state trooper program. Obviously, we have our own police, so we can repeal that by 66. It was already done. Correct so far?
It was repealed by 60?
Yep.
Over to 66?
Yep.
Okay.
Ordinance 23, ordinance concerning appropriation to change uniform fiscal year and payment of taxes. Ordinance number 18 then came along because first ordinance number 18 was there, then to 23, and then 74 then repealed those other two. So that was repealed.
So why are these still here?
Because it's just, you gotta be careful of how the order is done. done. So we can, once we put it into an actual ordinance, then it gets repealed and straightened all in one shot.
Okay.
26, ordinance concerning the adoption of retirement plan for the paid employees. I put together something which is ordinance 142. You have a paper in front of you. It talks about ordinance 142. You've reviewed that ordinance in its draft format. I would say that that would take care of this other one, which is so generic, it just doesn't give any detail to it. This one really does. So if we promote ordinance 140, then we can take care of ordinance 26.
You mean if we repeal 140?
Oh, if we repeal, we will be repealing 26.
Okay.
Yep. And of course, I would have to put that in there for this ordinance to be effective, to say we're repealing 26.
But it wouldn't be 140, it'd be
42.
142, right?
Yep.
Okay.
The rest of them are pretty straightforward, and if you listen real quick, it'll be ordinance 53, concerning the payment of the town of Plainfield general fund by the Connecticut Yankee Greyhound Racing, no longer exists. 62, ordinance authorizing exemption for property tax for a building which is equipped with solar equipment, energy, heating, or cooling system. And again, I've spoken to, you'll see the emails that I had within there, to the tax assessor, both 62 and 63. Don't need to be there anymore, so she would request to have them both repealed. And 63 says ordinance authorizing exemption from property tax by any solar electricity installed for the generation and electricity for private residential use. So those were the two she'd recommend to take out. Ordinance number 64, authorizing property tax exemption of God's Gift House, Inc. 68, ordinance concerning the abatement of property taxes due to the town of Plainfield by the Central Assembly of God. Ordinance number 85, concurrent ordinance creating the Northeast Regional Resource Authority, Recovery Authority, and you'll see the email from NECOG that never got off the ground, so that's no longer valid. Those would be the straight items for repeal. And you had some other concerns with questions?
Yep, I'm looking, I think there's only two that would come into question. It's 17,
Okay.
reference says it's repealed by ordinance 44, which go in ordinance 91, and it's in full force. So, I'm not sure about that.
Yep.
Number 17.
And what was the other one?
The other one I was going to question was 91. 40 was repealed because there is no reference there. It says that.
Yep. I would do this, and just my suggestion.
Those are the only two that may.
Yep. So I would say that the ones we have on our list right here, to put those forward to the town for a meeting, and then look at the other ones with the attorney to make sure that we're okay. And if we want to add those in later on, we could.
Okay. And next year, we're going to do the ones that have tagged. Okay.
That's it. So off that list that you have for possible repeals, the ones I just read off, 4, 13, 15 was already taken care of. 23 is already taken care of because it was repealed by 74. So it's 4, 13, 26, 53, 62, 63, 64, 68, and 85. I would ask that those be the ones that go forward. 23 is an ordinance appropriation uniform fiscal year. Because that was done by repeal of number 74. No? All right, so I would say take that one off. And again, we'll have to verify that.
Okay.
Give us a few weeks to verify.
So we're taking
Why did we put it on?
23 of, so
Because we were looking into it, we didn't get a good grasp of what it was doing.
we're taking that off?
Yeah, we're not putting that on the vote.
That's what I was.
Yep. So we have a motion then to take off 4, 13, 26 be replaced by 140,
So that's not off.
42.
42. Repeal 53, 62, 66, 64, 68, and 85.
Not 93. We have 93 on the list too.
Good 93.
Again, I would hold off on that until we,
So one more time. I'll
okay.
do that one more time. I I know
Okay.
you already said it, but it's a very consistent.
Here we go.
Yes,
4,
yes,
13,
yes.
repeal of 26 by way of ordinance 142. And we'd have to add that as a new ordinance to be voted on as well. 53, 62, 63, 64, 68, and 85.
Okay, not 66 like you just said.
Yep.
Okay, so, because that confused me. You said, it says 63, you said 66, I'm like, we didn't say something.
Again, we can get back to the other ones.
Well, 65, 93 is the same. That's about the fire hydrants.
Again, I would say,
So you want to scratch 65 too then?
yeah, I don't have that in my original list, so
Okay.
that was just a draft. 141 is just a draft.
So 65 and 93 are taken out for now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get 4, 13, 26, 53, 62, 63, 64, not 65.
68 should be in there.
68 and 85.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we can work on the others.
Over the next couple of weeks.
Yes, and we can do that next year.
So we have a motion to do a new ordinance that'll actually do the repeals of all the ones we just listed. Have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I'll second it.
Any other discussion, other than us making sure about what we're putting forward and then going to the next meeting and see about the others? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Discuss and act on setting a town meeting date for the modification of the town ordinances. And it says a sale and lease of the town properties. And we talked about that last meeting, those town properties. So the idea is trying to find something which I would not want to interfere with the budget season, and try to make it so that it would be the first week in June. You have a calendar up there?
Okay, you gave it to us.
Yep. So the first week in June, on a Wednesday, the 5th, it would not interfere in case the budget fails, so it would still be a town meeting. And those would be the items that would be on there, the ordinances and the sale and or lease of town property. So,
I make a motion, we schedule a town meeting for June 5th at 2024.
at what time?
7?
7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
in the Plainfield Town Hall.
Plainfield Town Hall.
Thanks for that motion.
Second.
Art will second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item number 4 is a donation policy. We've gone through this a couple times. You have a couple of little changes, or do you have any changes in here? I think you had one.
Well, just selectmen, board of selectmen,
Yeah.
need to be changed to be selectmen. That's all.
So Peg, it says there, where is it? Yeah, so on the bottom of the page where it says Selectmen, review of the Board of Selectmen, approving that authorization. And,
There's one on the second paragraph.
yep,
Yeah, it says it's a couple times in there.
yeah, anywhere that it has is the
Selectmen.
Selectmen,
6,
Selectmen. I'm
7.
not a man.
but it should be the Board of Selectmen voting to move it forward. And then at the second page, it says, at the bottom, it should be thus first selectman to approve, because we've already voted on it, therefore it just gets signed off.
So we need a motion for make those revisions.
Yep, approving it with those revisions, yeah.
All right, I'll make a motion, we approve that with the revisions stated.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 5 is the second half of the resolution for the, this is for Homeland Security, and I know there's a little thing we want to fix in here, but it says he, she, it should be which they deem to be necessary.
Say that again, you want to,
So there's a minor typo, and it's in the further resolved section, fourth line down, all things which they deem to be necessary.
okay.
Homeland Security requires us for any grant program applications that we approve the access to the grants. So that's why they need this resolution.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve the Homeland Security resolution with the stated changes.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. I'm going to ask to table item number 6 because I never heard a word back yet from ECOG, and this was a resolution for adoption for the Council of Governments Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan. We did have a gentleman from ECOG a couple of meetings ago, and they have yet to say that we're ready for the resolution. So I'd ask to make a motion to table.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. National Day of Prayer. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget this one for the reasons that there's so much stuff on our agendas lately. But there's a proclamation for National Day of Prayer for May 2nd. And I wanted to make sure that we were aware that that is coming up. I did talk to, there is the Lighthouse Church that is having an event. I was invited to it, and Art, they said that anybody, it's open to the public, if anybody wanted to go, absolutely. So there is a proclamation in here for, you don't even have to vote on it, it's just basically a proclamation for that.
All right.
I just wanted you to know,
Yeah.
this is on Thursday, but I plan on reading this to the veterans of the call.
Okay, good.
I read it, I like it. It's real, they'll like it.
So really it does say action on it, but it does not need verify that it is not. Item number 8, discuss the first reading of a letter of agreement for the establishment of multi-jurisdictional shelter. Which following along, what's happened is in the past, we've had discussion with multiple towns and looking with our DEMIS group to find a place where we can actually house many people in case of emergency situations. They had chosen one of the facilities would be the Plainfield High School, and we have to have approval in order for it to go forward, so I thought we'd do that tonight, just to look at that and move it forward. Here we go. So if you have any questions on it, I can answer as best I can. There are, you see in there, Plainfield, Canterbury, Griswold, Killingly, Sterling, Voluntown, and of course the American Red Cross will be coordinating that through DEMIS, and that could be a place where we can house many people as a host community. One of the things that came up with this originally was the generator that runs
I was just about to ask you about that.
They did a test on it and they found out that it's not big enough, so that they'll be looking to upgrade that within their budget.
It's not, yeah.
Yep. It'll run, but the problem is you need a shelter like this to run your freezer, refrigerator, water supply access, so it can pump the water, and of course electricity throughout a portion of the building. And they're going to have to upgrade it.
Yeah, definitely, because we checked it and it didn't.
Yep, didn't meet it.
It didn't meet it, it failed quite handsomely.
So that's the first reading. If you take it home and take a look through, at our next meeting we'll vote.
All right, I've already read it, so.
Okay. Do you have any questions on it so far, or anything I need to bring back?
Yes.
Would you share a copy of that later on with me, because it's the first reading?
I can,
Okay,
absolutely.
perfect.
Not much.
So I told them I was trying to hurry up for them. So. Item number 9, discuss and proposed amendments to the town charter for guidance for the Charter Revision Commission. Again, many thanks to those people who stepped forward to say that they'd like to be on the Charter Revision Commission. I think there's only one thing that I would like to ask. It's very simple. So you ended up with 13 questions, and the only thing that I would like to see is this prioritization. Give me the 1 through 13. Once you do that, I think we're all set, unless there's something magical that comes up from the public. And I can't see that happening because you've done a great job of opening it up to the public for many meetings, and you have these 13. So if you can do that, prioritize it, I think we're good to go. Any other?
Nope.
Okay.
Do you need to move it forward?
Yeah, just take a look. Yes, is that the only thing we need to do? I would say make a motion to show, to explain to, which we already have done, but to give it to them as here's their charge. which is to prioritize that list. Motion?
I'll make a motion that they take the 13 questions and prioritize them.
So they're going to keep these questions?
Yep.
All right.
Motion is on the floor.
I'll second it.
Okay. And a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Item 10, so discuss and act on accepting the bid for acquiring an SUV with senior resource grant. So you have, I gave you a packet that has, I should say this on it. There we go, okay. Bid was put out, and we had one bidder. That senior resource grant gives us up to $50,000. The bid came in for a Chevy Traverse, and this replaces that vehicle that's got over many, many miles, I won't say how many. But we're looking to utilize the monies from that, and the bid came in at $34,510. And on the front page, you'll see that, and it's from the Hurd Auto Mall. Here's the only bid that came in. We got one that came in later. Unfortunately, if you have a cutoff at 11 o'clock, they have to be in by that time. And it was for more money anyway, but I just wanted you to know that's what happened. So, this is no cost to the town of Plainfield. They are getting that 5310 van, which is a handicap accessible van, and that's all going to cost us $970.
What's
And
that number?
yeah, and then this is no cost to the town because of the grant. So I would ask to consider this, and if you are so inclined to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid from Hurd Auto Mall for $34,510 for the Chevy Traverse.
And I'll second it.
Right. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And I'll go through these other items very quickly. While I'm looking through this, you have something you want to do for other, which is?
Oh, there's a Pantapalooza, the Ramsfield, Plainfield Youth Panthers are having a Pantapalooza. It's our 16th year doing it. We have 3 great bands and a great DJ. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. So anybody would like tickets, you know where I work and you can come see me. They're $25 a piece. Again, we need over $12,000 in helmets this year because our helmets only go so long. So we need them.
All right, so the other items for other really quickly. I received a letter, I think it's in your packet, behind the last item. So this is from Northeast Connecticut Relay for Life, if anybody wishes to help. They are looking for co-fundraising leads for the Northeast CT Relay for Life. And they want someone to sit in there, in not a dunking booth, but a flushing booth. So if anybody's interested,
What's a flushing?
yeah, you should have your letter there.
You
It's
have the letter.
Same thing.
same thing, but you're actually having water dumped on you
Okay.
Okay.
instead of going down and drowning.
Drowning either way.
The other thing is, just so you know, from now on, we have a demolition that's coming up. I'll share the demolition paperwork with you. This is supposed to be sent anyway to the town clerk, board of selectmen, P&Z, conservation, economic development, historic society, and the adjoining property owners. 122 Goshen Road, obviously that was had a fire and it's being rebuilt. So they're taking it down. There's a demo paperwork for it. The other thing is we are in search of someone to take the position for a representative for the Northeast District Department of Health. I asked both the people that were on it, Don Gladding, Rob Kerr. Don accepted. Rob said he'd be the backup only. It's a lot of work to it. So if anybody's interested in helping out with the Northeast District Department of Health as a representative, we are looking for someone to step forward.
Is there a contact person to find out what that entails?
Yes,
You already-
absolutely.
Okay.
Myself, Rob Kerr, Don Gladding, or the Linda Busan.
Right, it's on the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Depends on what it entails.
Okay. I'm just making sure I don't forget anything. There's one minor thing I wanted to get to at the next meeting, but the agenda we voted for our meetings. I will not be here on June 10th, so I'm going to ask at the next meeting we modify that to June 3rd if that's possible, or another date, whatever you would like to do.
June 3rd is fine with me, Art?
Well, we can't do it till.
Okay.
Other than that, nothing else. Anybody else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Time is 7:24. All right, thank you for being patient. That was a quick 10.